Let me show you a really cool feature that we have just added into power surfacing for version 7. This feature is the ability to create and edit a sketch which corresponds to the control cage. This is the control cage. And how we do that is like this. So feature creation settings, we go in and we say make control sketch. And now from now on, unless you change this, you will have a control sketch which corresponds to this object. In order to get that though, you have to convert it one time. Okay, now we have it. So here we have a control sketch that we can edit. And for example, we can move something here. And when we say OK, you can see it's updated the underlying sub D. And one of the cool things about that is that we can assign dimensions to things. So that's 100. So we might make it 150, for example. That scaled the whole model. Okay, let's do that again. Let's make that 100. And now we can go into our feature here. And for example, let's say we kind of liked the way this end was looking. So we can make these fixed. So now, even if I try to, I can go and move something like this and move something like this. And you can see I can still fully edit the control cage. However, what you probably want to do is you have an underlying sketch is you want to update from the sketch. What that's going to do is that's going to go put everything back in the sketch and solve it. So you can see because these guys were fixed, it snapped those back to where they should be. And this one was still free floating, so it was fine. So then we can go in and we can assign other constraints here. For example, let's make these two perpendicular again. That was a little bit weird. Didn't expect it to go down there, but let's lift that up. Let's make these two and this one equal length. So that should, because this one is fixed, it should pull it back to where it was before. Yes, it does. So you can use, in here, you can use alignment fixed, align in X, align in Y, align in Z, align linearly. You can't use circular, align parallel, and align perpendicular, and align equal length. So all of those alignments are available in the transfer into the corresponding sketch constraints. So let's go ahead and say OK here. And oops, I might have an well, I don't have an over-constrained sketch. I have a, I think that item is conflicting. So I'm not too sure about sketches, but let's see if I can dimension, if I can do a smart dimension on this one. Yes. So you can apply your various dimensions, although constraining a 3D object is much more difficult. A 3D sketch is a much more difficult task than a 2D sketch. But this does give you the ability to do that and to dimension things and so on. So that's the really cool aspect of this. Now, once we get this in here, we're not constrained to keep exactly what was there before. So we can go in and we can continue editing here on this object and continue to work with it. And then when we go to update it, you'll see that the sketch gets updated correspondingly. Yep, I dimension between that point. Yeah, I guess I did. So, you know, the behavior of these 3D sketches is somewhat interesting. You never know exactly what it's going to solve for, but, you know, you probably should do a lot of things like. So I hope this helps your workflow in terms of being able to specify some precise numbers on your sub-D modeling.